Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 20th episode of DraftKings, the only podcast that gives you all the top-level limited information you could ever need. I'm Shyler, and with me today, as usual, is Tyler. Today on the episode, we're going to be doing another Crack-A-Pack. We're going to be opening 3 packs this time, and hopefully it'll be a little bit shorter than the last one. The last one was an hour and a half, so hopefully we can cut it down a little bit. But we'll start with the first pack, which is
it's a Mirrodin Besieged faction pack.
Yeah, it's the Phyrexian faction part of the pack.
We got Morbid Plunder. It's 1 and 2 black for a sorcery. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. These cards always, they're good in like green-black kind of decks. Otherwise, just a sideboard card.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, this is 3 mana, so this is Macabre Waltz, I guess.
Macabre Waltz is 2.
Oh, it is? I thought it was 3.
No, Macabre Waltz is 2.
Oh, then, yeah, I don't know.
Like
if you need it, then okay.
In a good green-black deck in a draft, you might play one of these. Otherwise, it's just a sideboard card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got Blight Widow. 3 and a green for a creature, for a 2/4. Has Reach and Infect.
I like it.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Most of the cards with Infect are pretty okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's got 4 toughness and it's got Reach and Infect makes it pretty good.
Definitely.
All right. We've got Tine Shrike. 3 and a white for a 2/1 with Flying and Infect. And this, it's good. I mean, it's one of those, like, I wouldn't mind having 2 or 3 of them on my main board in a limited deck.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not great by any means, but a 2-power flyer even for 4 is pretty good.
Well, I mean, even if you play it all 4 and then hit the next turn, you could probably at least get 2 poison counters on them, and then maybe it survives to get some more on later.
It's just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, next we got Mire-Sire, which is 2 colorless for a 1/1, and when it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact token onto the battlefield. This is a great card, honestly. This is the pick so far. In my opinion.
2-drop that gives you a 1/1 when it dies.
Yeah. You 2 for 1's always more powerful than limited.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, we got Horrifying Revelation. Black for a sorcery. Target player discards a card, then puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So they mill a card, discard a card for 1 black mana.
Not too strong.
Pretty early though. It's not very strong.
Yeah. I don't know where
it's okay. It's like replacement level.
I don't even know if you'd want to put this in like a green-black deck or anything. You'd probably just put it sideboard.
No, you wouldn't want to main board it. Yeah.
Sideboard's where it's at.
And I don't even think I'd sideboard it in. It's almost just a dud.
Yeah. I mean, discarding any card, unless it's like the last card in their hand, then it's not really worth it.
Yeah, it's just advantageous to them.
Yeah.
Alright, Steel Sabotage. 1 blue for an instant. Choose 1, counter target artifact spell, or return target artifact to its owner's hand. This is actually really, really awesome, because there's so many artifacts, I guess, in this block.
This is used in Vintage and Legacy, I believe.
I'd probably play like 1 of.
Yeah.
In a draft deck. I wouldn't put too much into this kind of card.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I would maybe at most get like 2, just in case. But
there's better things.
I don't know if it's coming around. If there's some coming around, I don't think it would hurt to have.
There's a lot of artifacts going around. Like if there's a lot of artifacts going around, then more better. But if they're not, it's not. It's
not really too good. I mean, the thing that it hits so far is the Mire-Sire, but
it's really replaceable. It's okay. Next we got Dross Ripper. 4 for a 3/3. You can pay 2 and a black and give it +1/+1 until the end of the turn. It's just a really solid creature that it's got like the shade ability that you can give it +1/+1 for black mana.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like it.
4/4 for 4.
3/3 for 4.
Yeah, 3/3 for 4, but
And you can bump it later.
yeah.
All right.
I'd mostly just keep it pumped up.
I'd play a few of these
Mm-hmm.
in my deck. It's definitely
These could be
definitely one of those cards that you'd like to have a few of.
Yeah, like near your top end in your deck. Like the ways you win the game.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of.
it's like a mana sink late game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Most sets have some cards like that
mana
that have
sinks.
that are mana sinks.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for that reason.
Okay. Pheresis, 1 and a black for an aura. Enchant creature has infect. This is just fine. I mean, you put it on a decent sized creature like your Dross Ripper or something like that, and you might get some infect in it. It's fine. It's like I've said before. I don't really highly value auras in limited. Ones that give evasion, ones that have flash are better off, but any other auras usually aren't very good because you just get 2 for 1 later.
Yeah.
It's more value for your opponents when they kill it.
Yeah, but I mean, infect when blocked by a creature, makes the creature a little bit smaller. So I guess this could be used as removal for something. I guess.
Still, it's not that great in limited. Like I said,
Yeah.
unless the aura has flash or it gives evasion.
Yeah.
It's just under par.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as good.
Yeah.
It's like that one from Soy that gives +3/+0 and first strike. It wouldn't necessarily be good, but it has flash, which makes it really good.
Yeah.
Right. It just
The
goes from not
red
being spiteful motives or something like that. Yeah, it just goes from not being a very good card with just +3/+0 and first strike, and you give it flash, and it's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a permanent combat trick.
Yeah.
But something like this, it just opens it opens up your opponent to 2 for 1 you.
Mm-hmm. All right, next card.
Okay, we got Rotwolf, 2 and a green for a 2/2 with infect, and whenever a creature dealt damage by Rotwolf this turn would be put into a graveyard. You may draw a card. I like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Just a solid little dude.
Mm-hmm. Card draw.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
I like all the art in this set.
Yeah, the infect, making everything look like it's dying and
Looks like a horror.
everything.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got Oculus, 1 and a blue for a 1/1. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may draw a card. This is really good. Also, like just like the Meyerstyre,
Yeah.
it gives you extra value. Any extra value in limited is great.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you could make a deck in limited built around like that, like when they are put into the graveyard, this happens type of deck.
Depends on how many.
I don't know if there's enough.
Like how prominent that is in limited.
Yeah.
In that specific limited format.
Mm-hmm. Notably, too, it's homunculus. Don't see too many of those around.
No, you don't.
Alright, now let's get to the uncommons.
Alright, we got Viridian Corruptor, 1 and 2 green for a 2/2 with infect. And when it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact. This is the kind of card that I would have in a sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
And that I would definitely sideboard in against certain decks.
Yeah, creatures that can destroy artifacts are pretty
Just
good
because of
in
the,
the sideboard.
Because of the very specific ability that this is tied to, it's just better in the sideboard.
Yeah. Not too exciting otherwise.
No.
Really.
Alright, next we got Choking Flames, 2 and a white for an instant. Put a -1/-1/-1 counter on each attacking creature. It's a fine combat trick.
Yeah. It could be mass removal too.
It could be removal. Yeah, it can be. It can be pretty great removal.
Because it's a counter and it'll even stay on there, so you can even trade down. It makes your 2/2 trade with a 2/1 now that used to be a 3/2 or something, you know, or a 3/3.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, next we got Corrupted Conscience 3 and 2 blue for an aura. You control enchanted creatures, so you take control of whichever creature you enchant. Enchanted creature has infect.
I like this one.
Yeah, this is just really, really good.
Yeah.
Any kind of control effects are usually really powerful and limited.
You can just keep that in your hand and wait until they play their big stuff, and then you can choose something and take it, and then it gets the bonus of infect.
Yeah.
So they're like,
it's just great tempo.
You weren't blocking that. I don't want to block that.
You take their biggest threat and give it infect and throw it at them.
Yeah. Block this or you lose in a couple turns. Alright, so those are uncommons, and now we'll get to the rare pack.
Okay, the rare Decimator Web, 4 colorless for an artifact. You may pay 4 and tap it, and target opponent loses 2 life, gets a poison counter, puts the top 6 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. It does a lot of little things, you know, that might be relevant. I mean, I guess if you want to just like incrementally kill your opponent very, very slowly, like it seems like a wasted turn 4. It
would just be, this would take too long to kill anything, anyone.
This seems like a better commander card.
Yeah.
Honestly, because it does a lot of little things, but even there it wouldn't be very powerful.
I mean, like even the poison counters, if you take that, it takes a good 10 turns to get them dead with that. Yeah. The 2 life, it takes them...
the mill is a little more detrimental. I mean, I guess if you have a lot more things that mill, this can be a finisher. Also, if you have a lot of infect, this can also be a finisher.
Yeah. If you had this in Shadows over Innistrad, then it could be an thing to activate Delirium, but nope.
Target opponent.
It is target opponent.
Activate your Delirium for your opponent.
Dang it. Never mind. Yeah. Forget that.
Just generally okay in the right deck.
Yeah. Alright, so there's pack 1. Now let's
pack 2.
Get to the second pack. So it is another faction pack. It's the Mirrodin faction of Mirrodin Besiege. So let's get into it. Alright, we got Frantic Salvage. It's a 4-drop instant. 3 and a white. Put any number of target artifact cards from your graveyard on top of your library and draw a card.
It's fine. It's a cantrip. You might pull out some of your some of the cards that you need back. I guess if you need to recur anything, it's just fine.
All right. The next card is Razorfield Rhino. It's a 6 colorless artifact creature rhino for a 4/4.
Well, that's fine.
Metalcraft. It gets +2/+2 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Really good.
I like that, dude.
Yeah.
I like that. It's very solid. Fits into any deck.
Definitely, because you can easily get Metalcraft and Mirrodin Besiege. Yeah, there's tons of artifacts. All right. The next card we have is Burn the Impure. 1 and a red for an instant. Burn the Impure deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature has infect, it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. This can actually do...
It's fine. Yeah, it's good.
Deal 3 to a creature into a player, right?
Good burn is always playable. It's great. I mean, so far that's very high. Like, I would highly pick this.
Yeah. Removal.
Yeah, most burn you should highly consider.
Yeah. Okay, we got Ogre Resistor. 2 colorless and 2 red for an Ogre. That's a 4/3. That's it.
It's great. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like a whole lot of other cards.
I see this trading down a lot.
Alright, so the next card we have is Tangle Mantis. A 2 and 2 green for a 3/4 with trample.
Reminds me a lot of that last card.
Yeah.
Except for 4 toughness makes... I mean, this is definitely better than the ogre.
Yeah. And this has trample, so I guess I could maybe sway a pick or two. Then we have Spire Serpent, which is a 4 in a blue for a 3/5 defender. Has Metalcraft. As long as you control
defender.
3 or more artifacts, it gets +2/+2 and can attack as though it didn't have defender.
It's another just a fine card. Just a, I would be happy to play a couple of them.
Yeah, dude, this art looks awesome. That is awesome. Okay, the next card we have is one that I've seen before. Now I recognize something. Master's Call, 2 in a white for an instant. Put 2 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature tokens on the battlefield.
Love this.
Yes, token
Yeah,
generation.
I'll pick it all day.
Alright, next card is Bladed Sentinel. 4 colorless for a 2/4 that you can pay a white and it gains vigilance until the end of the turn.
Another just really great card.
Yeah, vigilance is
I
awesome.
like it. Yeah, I really like this card.
Yeah. Really solid cards in this pack.
Mm.
Alright, then we have Turn the Tide, which is 1 in a blue for an instant, and creatures your opponents control get -2/-0 until the end of the turn.
It's a cool combat trick for a blue deck.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
it's just a cool combat trick. I mean, a Royal Mage's trick, which was harder to cast in Battle for Zendikar, did fine.
yeah, so this
And
would
so
be good.
This obviously would have done fine.
Mm-hmm. Alright, then we have Shriekhorn, which is a 1-drop artifact. Enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it, and you can tap it to remove a charge counter from Shriekhorn. And target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
Not good.
Not good whatsoever. That's 6 cards for nothing, really. Okay, then we get Treasure Mage. There's a card. So 2-drop or 3-drop, sorry. 2 in a blue for a 2/2 human wizard. When Treasure Mage enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 6 or greater. Reveal that card and put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library.
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot better
mana cost
constructed.
for power toughness is good, and it can pull out that artifact guy that was in the beginning of the pack.
Yeah. Or
something bigger.
It pulls out your win
or
condition
something bigger.
pretty much.
Yeah, there was a lot of big artifacts in this set.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of,
Yep. Speaking of, Lumengrid Gargoyle. It's a 6-drop 4/4 flyer. Artifact
this
creature.
is good. It's great. I love it. In fact, this is probably my pick.
Yeah.
So far, this is my pick.
Awesome.
4/4 flyer and limited is insane.
Alright, now we get to our last uncommon. Silverskin Armor. 2 colorless for an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is an artifact in addition to its other types. It equips for 2.
Just okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's fine.
You'd use this to activate Metalcraft, probably?
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
could
what the
activate Metalcraft with it, but it's just.
I don't know
it's
what the use of it is.
I would put it at replaceable level. Like,
yeah.
It could be your 23rd card if you need it. Right.
Alright.
If you've absolutely run out of all options.
Yeah.
And
Now
and gave up on life.
we get to a rare, which is Galvanoth. 3 and 2 blue or 2 red for a 3/3 beast. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost.
That's fine in the right deck. It's good. It's really good in the right deck, I guess.
In the Mirror Token and Swamp.
Like I said, mine would most definitely be the Gargoyle.
Yeah. I think it would be tied for me between the Gargoyle, the Treasure Mage, and the Razorfield Rhino. The Rhino would be big first pick for me, I think. That probably would have picked
Gargoyle's the
first.
same converted mana cost and power and toughness, and it's got flying.
Yeah, but that Rhino can
That puts
block
it
and
over.
kill anything.
Gargoyle can block and kill the same stuff.
Sometimes.
And you have to turn on Metalcraft to make him bigger. So,
Yeah.
And that's not as easy as you think.
Yeah, so maybe that at Flyer.
It's just easier to deal with, the flyer.
Yeah. So that's the Mirren faction pack. And then we have one
Battle
more
for
pack to go.
Zendikar.
Yep, Battle for Zendikar. So let's get to the comments.
Okay, first we got Mind Raker, 3 and a black for 3/3 with Devoid. When Mind Raker enters the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do, each opponent discards a card. The ability is not really relevant. The body is great.
Yes.
The ability, I mean, even though that was a pretty, I mean, the processors were pretty big. This guy's a processor. This is one of the least powerful processors.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's a lot better processors you want.
Yeah. Territorial Baloth, 4 and a green for 4/4. It has landfall whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. It gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn.
This guy was pretty fun.
He was really solid and really big, and when he was played against you, you hated life.
Yeah.
For a few turns.
Yeah, he'd just be taking too much
turns.
damage, and you're like, stop it, stop it, stop it, and then you die.
Okay, next we have my favorite card in the set, Clutch Occurrence. 1 blue for a sorcery, return target creature to its owner's hand. And it has Awaken 3, so you can pay 4 and a blue. If you cast the spell for 4 and a blue, also put 3/1/1 counters on target land you control, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste. So this pops. It's basically it becomes a 3/3 hasty mana war, which is insane.
Yeah, there had to be something really big in this pack to pick over Clutch Occurrence.
Oh, there is. I looked at it. Sadly.
Sadly.
Okay. Next, we got Kalastria Nightwatch. 4 and a black for 4/5, and whenever you gain life, it gains flying until the end of the turn. The black-white lifelink deck was not a joke. It was really good.
Yeah.
And this guy was really awesome in it.
People weren't really sure if it was like a really strong deck at the beginning, but then
it was very good.
Kalastria healers.
Pick up a few Kalastria healers and some other allies in this guy,
and then if you get lucky to pull like anything strong, anything big like Gideon with allies or something like that,
you've got a serious deck.
Yeah, then you got the black-white ally deck.
Alright, next we got Lithomancer's Focus, 1 white for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to that creature this turn by colorless sources. This was always just a really good combat trick. It's not, I mean, it's just great combat trick.
Yeah.
One white mana for +2/+2.
Mm-hmm.
And often you just killed a colorless creature with it. You just avoided a trade, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we got Outnumber. 1 red for an instant. Outnumber deals damage to target creature equal to the number of creatures you control.
That's really good removal if you have enough creatures.
It was really highly picked. In fact, considered a first pick in most red-green, or ally decks in general.
Some people got a little too crazy with first picking it or picking it too highly, and then didn't end up picking enough creatures, so it wasn't really that good. But
well, yeah, it's not good unless you pick up enough creatures. I wouldn't play it, I would obviously play it, but it's better in a deck with 15 or more creatures.
Yeah.
McKinney Slide Runner, 1 and a red for a 2/1 with Trample. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn.
This guy was really, really fast.
He's really aggressive. Played usually in the same deck as Outnumber was.
Yeah. The green-red landfall deck.
Mm-hmm. He also fit into the ally decks really, really well.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
He fit into almost all the decks, the Eldrazi
pretty much
decks,
any deck
decks,
could use landfall
decks.
because everyone has to lay land to play things.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Landfall's pretty key.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next up we got Courier Griffin, 3 and a white for 2/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. One of the best cards for the blue-white deck in this set. I know because I 3-0'd with the blue-white deck.
I remember that.
Splash Green. Splash Green was basically a blue-white deck because I mained Awaken.
Yeah, Awaken's
Okay.
huge. This set.
Smite the Monstrous. 3 and a white for an instant. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater.
Removal.
Yeah, this was fine.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd pick it over Clutch Currents, though. I don't think I would.
No, not so far. Clutch of the Currents is definitely the first pick. So.
Yeah. But then it's probably Smite the Monstrous next. I think.
I would actually pick Courier Griffin over Smite.
Oh.
But that's
Yeah.
completely up to you. Stone Fury, which I would pick over either of them. 3 and 2 red for it. An instant, it deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. This is usually a pretty big burn.
Yeah, kill anything.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's very good.
Because you'd have too many land on the battlefield, and then you play this, and no one can survive it.
Usually, it just killed their biggest threat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to the uncommons. Grove Tender Druids. 2 and are green and white for a 3/3 with Rally. Whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, you get a 1/1 green plant token. It's another. I mean, this was kind of a staple in the ally decks. I mean, it was welcome in almost any ally deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good card.
Often people picked up allies just because most of the allies were good.
Yeah, a lot of the allies were good, especially if you had more allies.
Yeah. Then if you actually had enough, yeah, you make an ally deck.
Yeah. Okay, Blighted Fen. It's a land, and it taps to add a colorless mana. And it has an activated ability. You can pay 4 and a black and tap it and sack it. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. Not actually good.
Yeah, not good.
I might play 1.
My favorite one was Blighted Cataract
But
because that at least draws cards.
I might play 1 just in case, but yeah, Cataract was definitely the best one.
Yeah.
No, and the green one was insane too.
I
The
forget
green
what
one and the blue one.
That fetched lands, right?
It grabbed 2 lands.
Yeah.
That onto the battlefield. So I actually made this happen several times. You can hit landfall 3 times with that because you play that land, you activate it, you put 2 lands on the battlefield and hit landfall 3 times.
Holy cow! Your
Yeah.
McKinney slide runner is just huge.
Yeah.
Or your territorial bailiff.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Really.
Just
great
imagine if you had that with the Omnath in this. Was that in this set or was that with the Gatewatch?
I don't remember.
No, but with Omnath, you could get all of the tokens.
But yeah, the green one and the blue one are definitely the best out of the blighted lands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up we've got Bane of Balaged, 7 for a 7/5. Whenever it attacks, defending player exiles 2 permanents he or she controls.
This would be a tie for.
It has better
Bane.
than Defender. I always called this better than Defender because this is the only Eldrazi in the whole set that has.
You mean better
that
than
has-
Annihilator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that has better than that has anything better than Annihilator.
Yeah.
It's the only remnant of Annihilator in the set.
Mm-hmm.
Ruinous Path, 1 and 2 black. This was what I was talking about.
Oh,
This
no.
and Bane.
Ugh.
1 and 2 black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Has Awaken 4, so you can pay 5 and 2 black. If you do, you also put 4/1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste.
Well, geez, what do you pick in this pack?
You pick.
You got like
Ruinous
your
Path.
choice.
It's most definitely Ruinous
I
Path.
think
It has
I'd
to
be
Ruinous
I'd be
Path.
sitting there for a minute deciding Clutch, Bane, or
Right.
Ruinous Path.
After I saw Ruinous Path and Bane, you kind of have to forget about the Clutch
Yeah.
and think what's the right pick, not the favorite pick.
Yeah.
Because,
What's the right?
like I
pick?
said, my favorite card is Clutch, but I'm not beyond ignoring it because there's a Bane and a Ruinous Path
yeah.
in the pack.
You. Yeah. I think I would still take removal over a creature. But even though that creature is sort of removal, it's still a huge creature that takes a long time to get out. Sometimes you don't get it out in most games. So, probably Ruinous Path. Yeah.
It's definitely Ruinous Path for me.
Yeah. I agree. It'll be probably Ruinous Path for me. I'd still be sitting back and forth between Bane and Ruinous Path, but I think I'd settle on Ruinous Path. But anyways, that's the Crack-a-Pack episode for this time. I hope it's been a little bit shorter. That's it for the episode. You can follow us, me, Shyler, on Facebook and Twitter at ShyGuy768, and also YouTube. You can follow Tyler.
Tyler AL7918 at Twitter, and Edge452 on YouTube.
Yes.
The group channel between myself, Shyler, and John is Jacked Up Gaming on YouTube, and The Real Jack UG on Twitter.
Yep. Thank you all for watching, but until we meet again, may you all draw well, but most of all, have fun.